Hey guys, welcome to the Kreators Klub with Kimmi. Today we are talking all about content ideas for introverts. Some of you do not like to talk. You do not want to be on camera. I'm going to give y'all some tips. But before I go there really quick, just so you can know who I am Kimmi Nunnally, and I help everybody who's interested in start their YouTube channel like a what? Like a pro. And it's not as hard as you think it is. You can get started. It's not that complicated. As I state in my book, Start and Grow Your YouTube Channel, it's not that complicated. Let's go. So let's hop right into it, okay? We're gonna talk about today again how to do your channel if you're an introvert. Now, I'm not an introvert if you couldn't tell. I'm an outrovert. Let's go. If it's something to talk about, I can talk to a rock. I love talking to people. Okay, I just love talking. My husband be like, I wake up in the morning at 6 o'clock in the morning. Hey, Jeffrey. He's like, do you think we can wait till about 9 o'clock on that? I'm like, nah, how you doing? You know, that's me. But for many of you, you're more introverted, and that's okay. So I'm going to give you some ideas and some strategies that you can try to start your YouTube channel, okay? One of them is faceless video ideas. There's a lot of things you can do where you don't even have to show your face. For example, if you're cooking, your channel is about cooking, you can cook the meatloaf and film it and talk behind the scenes. So I'm grounding up the meat, I'm doing this, and tell the people what you're doing, and they're watching you, but they can't see you, okay? That's one example. It may be baking chocolate chip cookies. I use that example a lot. You could be showing them the ingredients. Here's the flour, here's the chocolate chips, here's the baking soda, whatever you need, baking powder, whatever. I ain't no baker. And you show them, but you're not on the camera with them, okay? Those are what we call faceless channels, and they do pretty well, actually. Sometimes people don't want to see you. Now, all of my channels are not faceless. None of my channels are faceless. I'm all up in it. I'm all up in everything, day in the life and everything. But there are a lot of channels like that. There are people that prefer to watch that. They just want to watch the product being made. They don't really care about you as a person. So there is an audience for that. Now, I'm not that person. I want to see who's talking to me and who I'm talking to. Most people are. They want to see. But you do have a small niche. That's why it's called a niche. Everybody ain't talking about it. Or a sector of the world that want to only see, you know, faceless. They're not interested in what you look like. They don't care if I got a pink flower. They don't care about my earrings. They just want to see that chocolate chip cookie being made, okay? So don't let that stop you. Voice over content strategies is really kind of the same thing. You film a video and you're talking behind the scenes. Excuse me for coughing. And you're talking behind the scenes about what's going on in the video, okay? Again, it could be you're traveling, you're doing a vlog, and maybe you do the whole day. You just film, and you come behind and do the voiceover part of it. Well, today I'm here in Mexico, and I'm trying a churro, you know, and you show them the churro. Or today I'm over here in France, and I'm eating spaghetti. You know, and then you show them maybe a picture of the Eiffel Tower or whatever, or wherever you're at, and show them the spaghetti. It doesn't have to be you talking at all. So you're just voice overing what happened, you know. Those are very popular. People do like those. I even like some of those. So you don't have to be in the video. You could be vlogging, again, a vacation. You could be on a cruise ship and here you're sharing your experience. But you're never in a video. You're just showing the room or you're just showing the food that you ate. So similar to faceless content, okay? The next thing is, I want you to know about being an introvert is that quiet, simple niches do perform very well. Everybody don't like loud talking people like myself. They don't. There are some people that love my style and love my hypeness, but there are other people that are like, okay, can you take that down a notch? They're like, are you always happy like that? Or is this really who you are? For me, it is. I'm bent this way. Some people are not, and they can tell when you're faking. So don't try to fake being super excitable or being super humble, because people can tell when you're trying to be fake. I've watched some YouTubers and it's like, girl, she don't like people. She just doing that because she liked the money. And I've seen the progression. She probably got a trainer or something. When she first got on it, kind of like a little snippy attitude, kind of like, And now she's more like, well, people. And I'm like, girl, I knew you when you first started. So show up and show out exactly who you are and your authentic self. And you will grow. So I'm not saying there's not room to grow. But when you first get on here, you got to really show people who you are, okay? And simple niches, again, perform very well. When I say that, it's a lady that I watch, actually. Her channel is called My Simple Life, My Simple Senior Life, I think it is. Something like that. And it really is just that simple. She take you to the grocery store with her. Sometimes she's walking around the house cleaning. I've watched her, and when I first started watching it, I was like, no shade, but I was like, why is everybody so interested in this? And then come to find out, I became interested. That's why I said, if you show up consistently and show out, even if people don't want to watch you, it's something about you, they're going to end up watching you. So one day she was sitting there, and 5,000 people, 3,000 people watched her sitting there at the table rolling coin. Rolling coin at the table. So, I mean, I say that to say this. You never know what people are interested in. People sit and watch people eat food. I'm like, and they pay you for that? You mean I can sit here and just eat a cheeseburger? Somebody gonna pay me? I ain't know people was watching people do that. Now, for me, I'm like, okay, I don't know about that. But somebody else, they love that. So, just because your channel isn't flamboyant and it's not lifestyle content and then it's just not in your face, doesn't mean you cannot win on YouTube. There is somebody for everybody. Just like when you're dating and you're like, how'd she find him? And you hear people say that cliche. There is somebody for everybody. There is somebody that's interested in your content where you may think, oh, this is whack. Ain't nobody gonna watch this. And that'd be my #1 video. I have put out stuff and I'm like, oh, I hate this video. I almost don't want to even put it out. And that'd be my #1 video. It's crazy. The thing that you don't like is the thing everybody else loves. So just do the best that you can and put it out, let it flow, and see what happens. Put it out. Because again, and that's why I'm talking about being an introvert. Because my husband does not like being on the camera. He does not. He does not. If he never did another YouTube video, he would not care in the world. But guess what? People love him. They love him. They love the fact that he don't want to do it. They love it. And our closest friends, they know he don't like it. We had some friends came by. He said, I just love watching Jeff because his facial expressions be killing me. You know, even my niece. And when your family watch your stuff and they think it's funny, then you doing pretty good. But I got a niece, she watches our stuff, and she said, Auntie, y'all be cracking me up. So, you know, again, it's the main people who don't want to do it that sometimes end up winning and being more successful, because that's the average person. The average person don't want to do this. And they see you putting forth the effort to show up and show out on your channel. It encourages them. It motivates them. And let them know, you know what? He can do it. I can do it. She can do it. I can do it. Right? So it's the funny thing. It's the funniest thing in the world. And me and him be duking it out sometime to get this content, y'all. On my other channel. My other channel is called Life with Kimmi and Jeff. That's my husband, Jeffrey. And me and him, we be going at it because we do cooking segments together. It's like, I'm put salt. I'll say, put salt. He's like, no salt. He's heavy on the oil. I'm like, no oil. So we just be going back and forth. And people love our banter together. But that's our normal interaction. So sometimes I ask a couple friends of mine, I say, you don't think I'm being too rough on them, do you? They like, no, because that's how y'all really interact. You know, we've been married over 30 years. So it's just so funny, though. So, again, the main thing that you think somebody's not interested in, they care. You ever hear people say somebody's so boring is watching paint dry? But there are people who actually enjoy watching paint dry. They're sitting there like, you know? Or people like watching the washing machine go. My husband is in that group. He will sit and he likes watching the washing machine. And I'm sitting there like, what is the fascination? So you never know what one person gonna like and somebody else. One more cliche for you. One man's junk is another man's treasure. So you sitting there like, I don't like this video, like I said earlier. But somebody else is like, girl, that's the best thing you put out. That's the best thing you put out. I gotta tell y'all one more quick story. This is another gem if you're listening. So one day, me and my husband did a video together. And everybody kept saying, oh, Kimmi, I love that video. And all day long, people were saying, I love that video. I love that video. My sister called me that night. And when she called me, I said, what is going on in this video? Because I said, oh, okay, I'm figuring we were just sitting there. It was on our other channel, Life with Kimmi and Jeff. And he and I just sitting there talking or whatever. And I was like, you got to start. Well, let me tell you what happened first, and I'm going to tell you what happened in the video while people were going crazy. So my sister calls me that night. I'm sitting in the bathtub, and my sister said, oh, Kim, she said, you and Jeff were hilarious today. I love that video. And I said, what? Okay, now she's calling me too. I said, what was the video about? So Jeffrey, sometimes, I just told y'all, he don't like doing videos. So he and I are sitting on the couch, and his body language and everything was just like, I don't want to do this. And I told him, I said, not knowing the camera's still rolling. Well, actually, I knew it was still rolling, but he was supposed to edit it. So let me take that back. I knew it was still rolling, but he was supposed to edit it, because we try to just let it roll and then edit where we have to. We'll say stop, and then he'll edit. But the last few videos, I want you to see you ain't got to be doing all the editing, so we put it out in the raw, okay? So anyway, so I'm sitting here talking to him, and I'm like, you need to pay attention. You look like a refugee. You look like I'm holding you hostage. You need to get involved. And I'm just going to, and we just talking like that, right? And he's like, I got this or whatever. So I didn't know he didn't cut it by mistake. He didn't cut it. So that's why everybody was like, I love this video. And that's why I kept saying, what is it people talking about? So tip, always double check your stuff before you put it out. 1, and 2, people love you in the raw, whatever that is. And another video I do a lot that people like, just to wrap this up, is if I'm in my bathroom and I'm not all dressed up and I just got on a scarf or something and I'm just talking. I was doing my hair a couple times, shampooing my hair. People love that kind of stuff. So that's when I'm getting more comfortable. Remember, I told you the more and more you create content, the more comfortable you will become. It happens for me too. So now I'm more comfortable with, I don't always have to be dressed up. I will show myself with a towel around my head, washing my hair and talking about different stuff. See, I just kicked the table. So I will show myself doing those things where before I would never come on camera like that, ever. So I'm getting looser. And when it comes to even my other channel, I do workout videos. I would never film myself doing a workout. Who am I? But guess what? People love my workout videos. I'm not a workout person. I do work out, but I mean, I'm not, what qualifies me? But somebody else is seeing me do it, and they're like, well, if she can get on there on camera and do her workout, clearly I can go to the gym, or clearly I can do it in my living room. You see what I'm saying? So it's just all about just get started. Just get started, and your channel will grow. You will go from being a small channel to a large channel, but it just takes time, okay? So hopefully some of these tips will help motivate you. Again, all things, check out Kreators Klub with Kimmi.com. Check out the YouTube book, How to Start and Grow. Booyah! And then we got you covered on other things when it comes to social media too in the future. But right now, we're really focusing on getting that YouTube channel started, okay? Until next time, I'm going to encourage you to keep on creating, okay? I don't want to get a strike, so as far as I'm going to go. But keep on creating out there, okay? Until next time, much success on your channel. Bye!